Hello, and welcome to the Casino Tears podcast. I'm one of your hosts, 10 Ton is number one, and joining me as my co-host is the one and only Ed Robinson from Roll to Win Craps. If you want more info on our show, please visit our page at casinotears.com. On this week's show, we discuss newbies, beginning bankrolls and basic betting plays, stop-loss limits, when to walk. We also touch on hockey in Alabama, the International and Elvis, koi ponds, Kentucky, and where's Charlie G?
There he is in a blue shirt.
Is that a lavender shirt that you've got on?
This is a very masculine lavender.
I like it. Ed, that's the Easter shirt. That's the Easter month shirt.
We got to get through St. Patty's Day first.
Ed, you know what this shirt is?
No.
I knew you would. I knew it. If I had to bet, it's a hockey team.
I know nothing about hockey teams.
Quebec Nordiques.
That's their logo.
They moved. They became the Avalanche, Colorado Avalanche. They were my favorite team.
I hope they change. I hope they change logos because that one sucks.
Dude, this logo is, anyone that knows the Quebec Nordiques logo, Ed, this logo is baller, man. This thing is cool.
No.
It's red, white, and blue. I mean,
I see the hockey stick now. I see the hockey stick.
It's pretty sweet.
It's like they're leaning up against one of those bowling ball returns in the bowling alley or something.
Oh my God. Yeah, I guess I never thought about it that way. Is hockey even popular in Alabama?
Not near as popular as craps.
No. Oh yeah, I know.
What does a craps look like? Have you ever seen one?
That would be so funny. A craps is like, I feel like it's like a beaver meets an otter meets something else, right? Don't you think it's something like that? They don't have
Yeah.
The craps doesn't have wings. It's definitely got a pelt, you know?
A craps needs a good pelt. We had a hockey team here a long time ago. It was either semi-professional or one of the other leagues, or it was a minor league. I don't know. But Birmingham Bulls.
Oh wow, yeah, I never heard of that.
And I went and watched them a lot.
You did?
I did.
How'd you like it? How do you like hockey? I love going to hockey games.
Well, they had beer. They had a lot of beer there.
Yes, beer, dude.
And it was cool inside. And guys got in fights. And so it was pretty fun.
Imagine if that happened at the craps table, dude. You could check someone.
Let's check. I have checked people at the craps table before.
No, I mean, like, and then like the floor could just like
I need some room. Elbow check.
The floor could just like let the fight go on for a little while and then break it up after a minute.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
That's what. Hey, it's called a craps check.
Yeah, new meaning to the word crap check.
Yeah.
I think you guys had a college hockey, probably big. I mean, it was big at Michigan.
I doubt it.
You guys probably, I mean, it's all college.
We got a skating rink.
Birmingham Bulls, huh?
Yeah. You'll have to Google them.
I will. You know what? I was Googling though before this ad, because I was curious.
Debbie Soft Touch.
No, I was not. Well, I was curious. I am curious. One day, you know what? One day when you're in Vegas, get Bo, we'll get Debbie, we'll get the crew. It'll be fun.
We could get Koi.
Who's Koi? Is that another one we missed?
Koi, Koi.
Yeah, I like the fish or koi pond. I had one of those one time.
How much do you want to know about Koi?
I mean, let's hear it.
Because this will be a whole nother.
Go ahead. Listen, we got some time tonight. Go ahead. Koi.
Koi was Japanese American.
Mm-hmm.
And during World War II, he and his family were put in the Japanese internment camps here in the States. And Koi joined the Army, military, in order to prove his loyalty to the States and to help get his family out of that bad situation they were in.
Where were those? Those are all over, right? In the South?
I think most of them were out west. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah. I mean, before my time. I should know.
Coy is 90. Coy is like 92 or 93 now.
Is he like mobile? Will he come
He
out?
plays craps all the time.
Oh my God, dude, let's go. Let's
Coy,
go.
Coy, Coy has a couple of Golden Arm trophies. He's got a closet full of jackets from the Fremont hats. He don't even bother with that.
Yeah, let's go out. I mean, he still plays.
Yeah, he went and stayed
He's not in a wheelchair or anything like that, is he?
no.
Wow, 93?
Yeah. Last time I heard he went back he got back to Vegas after COVID because had moved into some kind of facility where people could help take care of him. But he's moved back to Vegas, and I think his first trip back, he shot like a 25 roller.
Oh my God. We got to ask Bo about this. We got to all go out, man. That'll be
He
amazing.
will know. He will know. He will know Coy, and he's a friend of Howard's.
I wonder where the name koi came from. I mean, obviously koi's a fish, koi pond.
I think it's short for whatever his real name is. To be honest with you,
Oh, oh, wow. Okay. Well, it would make sense anyway. I mean, koi, aren't they carp? I think they're carp. I'm not quite
they're a
sure.
type of that's those expensive fish that they've got in those little ponds.
Yeah. When I had a house in Los Angeles, actually built a huge koi pond. And then Ed, Ed, there was one time, I mean, dude, there had to have been like 50 koi in this pond. It was underneath a big, big palm tree. So of course, I'm filling up the koi pond with a hose. I forget about it. Dude, I forgot for hours, right? I when I remembered, I looked outside and it had completely flooded the entire backyard. All the fish were all over the backyard. I mean, not next to the pond, like on the other side of the yard. I was lucky to get back, I don't know, like 30 of them. Who knows? They just were gone. It was yeah. They're a bitch to take care of, man, to keep those ponds.
Yeah, Coy is one of those old shooters that's great. Still shoots in his 90s.
Hey, we gotta find. I want to meet someone like that.
Well, he plays downtown a lot.
Yes, downtown.
I think. I think he plays downtown.
He's kind of a legend. That would be the oldest person that I met that's playing craps.
Someday ask me about Charlie G.
Charlie G. Might as well ask you about Charlie G. Was he a G? He's OG.
He was an OG. I ran into Charlie. Charlie lived in Kentucky, and I ran into him in Biloxi right after COVID.
Yep.
And it was early in the morning, and Charlie was at Stick Left One. And so I kind of had to buy in almost at the hook because they had little circles you had to stand in. We didn't have dividers in Mississippi. We just had little circles you had to stand in for your shooting spot.
I mean, that's probably better than what they had going on over here.
That was way better. Anyway, so he looks up and he looks up at me and he pulls his mask up right up over his nose, right up under his eyeballs. He's like staring at me. And I bought in, and then I made a couple of shots. He kept looking at me and looking at me. And finally, after my hand was over, he pulled his mask down just enough to blow his mouth and went, "Are you Ed?"
Yeah.
And I went,
Nice.
"Yep." And he went, "Here, take my spot. I'll slide down to your spot." So we became friends. Charlie was one of the old guard. He played back in the early 2000s and late 90s.
Oh, nice, dude.
And he and I became friends. And so then I went back. We kept in touch. We got some great emails from him. Might read through them someday when we don't have any material.
Yeah, sure.
But he would come down to Biloxi in the wintertime because he didn't like the cold. And he would stay at a casino or casinos for 2 months, 3 months at a time. He would stay 2 weeks or 2 days, 3 days at one, 4 days at another, and just kind of ping pong back and forth between all these casinos and stay down there where it was warm.
Yeah, that's the extended stay routine. That is nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I went and played with him 1 week there. It was a lot of fun.
You ever been to Kentucky? I have many times. Yeah, many times.
Yeah, I've been to Kentucky. I've been through Kentucky a lot.
I played in Kentucky so many times. Lexington, Louisville. Those cool spots.
Yeah, I go through Louisville on the way up to see my wife's family all the time.
I always like hearing how people pronounce Louisville, you know,
Why did you say it?
because there's so many people that'll call it Louisville, you know,
Well, it is Louisville.
but everyone says Louisville, you know,
Yeah. Louisville, Louisville, and Louisville.
Louisville. Yeah, that's the legit way. This Charlie G, dude.
You got to ask. Charlie G was more in the Lexington area.
I like Lexington. That's where the college is. Lexington was pretty cool, man.
Charlie had a really good toss. Charlie was in his 80s
Yeah, these are
when I played with him.
the old guys, man. I like it.
I'm not sure he's around anymore. I lost contact with him.
Be a shame. We got to find out. I mean, there's like get the old.
I can't find. I've tried and tried and tried. I don't get any responses to his email. I've done some obituary searches. I've come up dry on everything. So I don't know.
Well, maybe someone out there. Maybe you never know. Someone out there might know where Charlie G is. What happened to him?
Yeah.
Hey man, he could be doing the extended stay somewhere.
Yeah, and I think I would know unless I don't think I made him mad or anything. I mean, we emailed after that trip a lot and then never heard back.
I did. I doubt you did anything to like piss off Charlie G.
Well, Charlie was extremely disciplined. He was as good of a disciplined player as you'll see. He was very disciplined in his play.
Unless the G stands for grudge. And no.
No. It wasn't grudge.
I'm going out tomorrow with a good friend of mine, and he's a listener, but he's a good
Yeah.
friend of mine. His name's Zach.
He doesn't have a handle?
He doesn't have a handle yet, but he's got some in the works. So it'll be interesting to see what his handle ends up. Everyone should have a handle.
Everybody wants one now, don't they?
Everyone's going to get a handle, Ed. We're going to go play at Westgate, where I've never played before.
Yeah.
I sent you a little history about Westgate, which was really cool.
Yep.
I didn't know that it was called the International, and that's where I guess it was made famous by Elvis playing there and staying there.
I like Elvis.
Elvis was cool, right? I don't know a lot of people that don't like him.
Oh, now look, there's a lot of stuff I can't stand to listen to. I hear it. I mean, but I tell you what, this has got nothing to do with your question because I don't know what your question is yet.
Par for the course.
Sirius XM has got an Elvis channel. Right before I get to the casinos, I go to the Elvis channel.
Nice.
You go to the Elvis channel and you're listening for what? You're listening for Viva Las Vegas. If you can hear that, it's going to be a hot weekend.
I'll have to tune in.
10 miles before you get there. You got to hear it. Now, if they're playing his older stuff, you might as well turn it over to, 70s or 80s music.
So I'm going to be there. International, which changed names. I think it was the Hilton. It's really going to be the first time he goes and plays. So this is what I wanted to talk about.
You're going to pop his craps cherry.
Essentially. So I met Zach at the WSOP a few years ago, and we've just become really good friends. One of my best friends out here.
Did he quit playing poker too?
He was a slot player. I would love to have him on at some point because he's just deeply knowledgeable about slots. All right. So this is what I wanted to ask you. He asked me, he's like, hey, what should I bring? Is 300 going to be enough? And this is going to be the great thing about this podcast is that we have a lot of beginning players that are very new to the game. So you know what, Ed? Our Patreon is going to go into the way more complex stuff. And I've got some really nice plans for that. And by the way, our first Patreon subscriber member, Lazy Dog.
We got Adrian. Yo, Adrian.
Yeah, it's Lazy Dog. Thanks, Lazy Dog.
Thank you, Lazy Dog. You're numero uno. Anyway, so what kind of money is he wants to bring? 300? Does he want to bring more?
If someone brand new to the game, they're like, Ed, take me to play craps. What should I bring? How much should I bring? And what are you going to do at the table with him? Because I know what I'm going to do.
He can't do what you're going to do.
Yeah, I have to scale completely back. So that's why this conversation is going to be really great, especially for the beginning player.
So here's what I'm going to tell you. Tell him to bring $620.
I'll make sure to emphasize the 20.
Exactly. You got to have $620. Why? That's a stack of red, stack of green, and a stack of white.
Red being 5, green being 25, and whites being singles.
And you can use the singles to either count your rolls or you can use them as dealer bets.
True. But I think, listen, him counting rolls right now, that's going to go over his head.
I'm telling people for later. I mean, but still, it's a stack of each. $620, $15 table.
It's going to be a $15 table for sure.
$15 table. Don't let him bet more than 3 numbers to start.
Okay, back it up for a second, Ed. This is how I would start thinking about it. If we're going to go with your bankroll and we're going to say person with yet to be knighted with a handle.
He's not in the Craps Hood gallery yet.
Not yet, but he will come out of there tomorrow, hopefully with a handle. So let's say you're bringing 620.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would tell him, I'm curious if you do this based on, because you and I play very different. Your sessions are way longer than my sessions.
Yeah, I'm stronger than you.
100%. You are. You're pumping iron, man. Yeah, it's the bourbon. It's the bourbon.
Well, it's the bourbon. It's the practice. I have a routine.
Yeah.
Anyway, that ain't got nothing to do with his question.
He's bringing 620. Yeah, I want this to be a fun experience for him, but I also want us to have a lot of time at the table. Our last episode, you said you went to that last session that you had that monster roll on. I think you said you started with $300.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, $300. And I said I could dust that off in a minute, literally.
You could go 220 inside and have $80 left in your rack.
She said, hey, Zach, 5 minutes later, we're walking to the parking lot.
We're going to the bar.
Hey, that wasn't that fun.
Yeah.
No, that was not.
No, I'm trying to tell you how to have him bet 620.
Okay.
All right. Whatever the point is, let's just say, give me a number.
So you're going to go with a 0.9.
All right. Points 9, bet the 8 and 10.
Okay.
Surround the point.
Okay. I like it. Now look at that outlay.
So now he's on the point. Let's just assume he's on the point.
Let's add it up. Yep. 15.
15 is 30. 18.
48.
48.
Okay. 48. If he does that, just that, yeah, he's got about roughly 12 times he can do that worst case scenario.
Yeah.
If he loses immediately. I mean, that's a good expenditure.
Yeah. I mean, he could do the 6, 8, and 9. Give him a little better odds on hitting something. You know, if the point's 9, you might do 6, 8, 9. Some people will do the sister number of 5 instead of the 9. They'll do 5, 6, 8.
The main takeaway, though, is you're saying you're going to bet on 2 other numbers. And you're going to keep that outlay. I'm calculating it, and this is my total expenditure for this shooter.
Yeah, and then don't lose, but pick a number that you're going to walk away with the table from if it's all south. Don't lose the whole 620.
I'll have that talk with him.
Well, you need a stop loss. You need a stop limit, and that 100 is. I would go higher, but 100. Look, you never walk away empty-handed. If you're empty-handed, you've been defeated, right? If you've got chips, they didn't get it all, and you can still fight another day.
Yeah, that's nice, Ed. Yeah, you're walking that with some semblance of respect, walking back home.
Well, it shows discipline. You got to build discipline into your game.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Okay, let's say 100 on that 620. Let's walk out of there with at least 100, 120. Put it at a $500 max loss.
Max loss, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I would say 250, 300 max loss. But it depends on how many people's on the table. And y'all probably going to bet an ATS bet, right?
Well, no, we haven't even gotten there yet. That's the other thing, because when I start thinking about like, oh, it's going to be craps lesson according to 10 ton 101.
Oh, dear.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So there isn't going to be an ATS. If I'm in charge of this person's bankroll, first of all, there's going to be no prop bets. None. There's going to be no hard ways. There's going to be no ATS. I think you are going to end up being like a lot of people that I know that go play craps with small bankrolls, and that's super spewy. And all of a sudden, where's my money? I've watched this with a lot of friends of mine.
He's never rolled dice before, right?
He's never rolled, but they're going to always ask.
I'm going to mail you $75. I want you to put 25, 25, 25 on that for me on the first roll.
I know. But that's the thing. He's going to be a deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
looking at this table going, what about these bets? What about these bets? What about these bets? Would you say, oh, sure, you can start playing those?
No. I mean, in fact, if he's betting the pass line, I'd have him put $2 on a crap check or $3 on a crap check.
That's totally fine. What about odds? This is going to happen over and over and over. I think maybe not so much to you, but to me with a lot of new people.
Yeah, don't go more than 2 times odds.
2 times odds, dude. Now you're looking at another $30, 15 to $30. And now all of a sudden your bankroll.
But say he's shooting. He's going to want to shoot.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to have a pass line. Now, when there's other people on the table, if there are other people besides you and him, have him place a $15 don't pass, $15 don't pass, and an $18 6 and 8.
15 don't pass and an 18-6-8. Kind of a grind hedge.
No, what I'm actually doing is saving his bankroll.
Okay, I call that hedging. But okay, explain that.
All right, $15 don't pass. Now you've got to avoid the 7. You've got to avoid the 7 and the 11 on the come out, right?
He's not shooting. I'm not shooting.
Right.
Random roller.
Don't matter who it is. Just tell them to do what I just said.
$15 don't pass.
Yes.
And then
$18 6 and 8, regardless of the point. Regardless of the point. So let's just say the point's 8.
Okay.
And they roll a 6 before they roll the 8.
Okay.
He makes $21.
Correct. Are you taking that?
Yes, you're putting that in your rack. All of it. Every dime of it.
Nice.
Then you cannot lose on that shooter.
Yes, because if he 7s out, your don't pass wins.
Yep.
Worst case scenario.
You won like $3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
See what I'm saying?
It's a clever little, I think it's a.
Yeah, but
it's
you'd
like
be surprised how many times you can climb one of those numbers up and then they finally knock off your 8. You don't pass loses, but the 8 wins. You still win $6.
You know what, Ed? You know what I just decided?
What?
I'm going to play this exact same bankroll. That will be challenging in and of itself.
It'll make you think about the game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Couple of things you need to remember is don't let any shooter beat you more than twice on that come out. Okay. So you got $15 at risk. Don't lose more than 30 on that shooter. Okay. Just stand there. Pick your nose, whatever. If he throws 2 7s in a row, just stand there.
Copy that. So Zach's play is going to be $15 don't pass.
Yep. Well, you got a low bankroll, number one, and you don't know if you're going to catch a shooter or not. And this will allow you to catch a shooter because if he knocks you off, then you can just, if he knocks off that point,
right,
and you still got a 6 and 8 up there, you can still catch a good run on the 6 and 8s. And after you've paid for your bets, press 1 unit.
Go through this just one more time. So we're walking up to the table.
Yeah.
We are not shooting.
Right.
But you're not going to bet the pass line. You're going to bet a don't pass.
Yeah.
When he establishes his point,
you're going to place the 6 and 8 for $18 each.
Let's say if the point is 8, one of those numbers, are we just betting then the 6?
Nope. You're betting both of them.
You're still betting both of them.
Yes. There's more ways to roll a 6 and 8 than there are to roll a 7.
Correct.
If you combine the 6 and 8, right? You'll be surprised how many times they'll set the point of 8. Sometimes they'll never roll another 6 or 8, and then they'll 7 out. Or sometimes they'll hit a 6, or sometimes they'll buckshot that 8. But even if they buckshot that 8, okay, you won $21 on the place bet. You lost 15. You're up 6. You could pull all your bets down and wait on the next shooter right then and put $6 in the rack. Or you could leave them out and see if you can hit 1 more or 2 more or 10 more. You get the 6 and 8 paid for, right? Then you can press, or you can pick another number he's been rolling, like a 5.
You go anywhere on YouTube. Their main goal is play on the casino's money. That's what you always hear.
Yeah, you want to get it back first, but most of the shit you hear on YouTube's bullshit. So
I don't necessarily play that way, by the way.
I know you don't.
I kind of do.
You want it back in about 4 or 5 rolls, though, don't you?
Yes, I am getting it back, but there's a lot of people that.
But we're talking about a brand new guy,
brand new,
never played before, and we're trying to break him into the game without totally disrupting his bankroll. And give him some time at the table to see how the game's played.
Yes. The most important thing I think here, Ed, is getting that time at the table of being next to me and pointing out everything. There are a million things going on at the craps table and a million bets. And it's very, quite honestly, I don't know if you and I have been playing for so long, you twice as long as myself. Have you forgotten how complicated this game is for a brand new player? It is daunting and I think that's one of the barriers to entry for a lot of people that are coming up to the craps table. They just don't know what to do. And then when they're actually confronted with that real life situation, it's like, okay, you're on.
Yeah.
There's a million things. And it's really confusing and intimidating.
It is. And so I'm trying to keep it simple for both of you. You as his coach.
Well, thank you.
You as his coach.
Yes.
Playing simply.
Well, honestly, I'm looking forward to this challenge of playing at this level. It's going to dictate me changing.
So if you buy in for $620 and all of a sudden you can cash out at 1,000, do it.
This brings up a fantastic point. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you about, Ed.
Okay.
We touched on it on our last episode, which was, what's a win and when do you leave?
Yeah.
I've always said, you're up anything, that's a win.
Yeah.
If we're walking out of there and we're like up $1, down 5, I'm like, that was a great session. We got out of there, time at the table, unharmed. That's a win. Now,
Yeah.
With you put up some astronomical numbers percentage wise when you go play. Your bankroll, you start small and you 5x that, 6x that. That's incredible. Those are incredible numbers. If you're up 50%, I'm always inclined to take that.
Not me. I'm too much a degenerate. What's 20% of $600? $120, right? I mean, that's not a bad win if you fell in a hole and then you came back and you've been at the table an hour and a half and you're up 120, yeah, leave. But if you're up 120 in 20 minutes, then you got to make a decision. Okay. Do I give back the money I just won? Or do I only let myself play with 100? And that way I've still got 20 or whatever. You pick a number.
Oh, Ed, the longer we stay at the table, the lesson goes into bankroll management and in-game management. Hopefully, we are not in the hole early and we're able to tread water for a long time. But yeah, I mean, it's all exponential. It just depends on when you want to leave.
Most people, if you talk to dealers, and we will, a lot of people are up during a session and leave. Losers are totally busted.
A horrible, horrible feeling. I've been there.
Yeah. But I mean, people do that all the time. They're up and then they stay. And so they shouldn't. I mean, everybody has a chance to leave up.
Yeah, but you know what? You are in Vegas or you're in Biloxi and you are playing. I don't want to leave. Right? I mean, there's a lot of people. Well, I'm here. Let's do it.
Why are you there?
I think you and I might be there for a lot of different reasons than the casual person before they get into this game.
Yeah, I know why they're there. They're there to lose their money. They're there to lose their money.
Well, they might argue that they're there to have fun and win some money.
You can't have fun if you're losing.
Well, it
ain't possible. It is not possible. It is not possible to lose money and have fun.
No, it never is fun.
I mean,
it is never fun. But Ed, I don't think a lot of people are going to be like, well, we just got here. Look, okay, tomorrow, let's say Zach and I are up, we're up $300.
You're 50% of your buy-in. Leave.
Yeah, okay. Okay, guess what? We're only playing there for 20 minutes.
Leave.
I would have to put that on the table.
Yeah.
Or
say, go now go show me how good you are with slots with that $300 you just won.
True. Let's say we're up in that amount of time, 15 minutes, we're up $300.
It's going to be hard at that bankroll, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, I know, but let's say a half hour.
All right.
Okay. Here's what I would do. Here's how I'd manage that. I would say, Zach, we're leaving this table up $200. Worst case, right. I'm looking at that profit and going, we're going to play with the $100 more and gamble it and risk it, but we are cutting out we are leaving with $200. I've already locked up. That's what I do in every session anyway.
Okay.
If I'm up, I'm locking up when I'm leaving.
I agree. Well, you already set a loss goal, right?
Correct.
Not a loss goal, but a limit, a loss limit.
Yes.
You set a loss limit. Now set a win goal.
Okay. What's your win goal, Mr.? Press it up to the to the moon.
Well, I mean, you're not going to stop in the middle of a hot hand, but let's just say you won 200.
Yep.
With a $600 buy-in. That's not bad.
That is fantastic, man. I would be absolutely thrilled. Anyone should be thrilled with that.
So set a win goal and walk away if you hit the win goal. See, if you learn to bet the way I'm telling you, like I buy in with 300, for example, well, if you want to buy in with 3,000, just add a zero.
Yep.
On your bets. I mean, it's not the payouts are the same ratio. You're just adding zero. Instead of winning 21, you win 210.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
So you're just adding a zero. It's not hard.
No.
All right. So let's just say you accidentally go over your win goal.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, made a mistake. Won too much money.
All right. Well, I mean, maybe you, instead of winning 200, your goal was 200, but a hand developed where all of a sudden you're up 300.
Yep.
Take your buy-in and that 300, put it in the back rack, then take 100. That's over your win goal. Play with that 100. All right. Then if you're ready to go, do a sayonara bet.
Yeah. What's a sayonara bet?
Well, you know what sayonara means, right? Go bye, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm watching Shogun.
Yeah, I'm watching Shogun. I'm doing a sayonara bet. You just put $15 on the don't pass and stay there until it loses.
Oh, okay.
Regardless of how many shoot, no other bets, just a $15 don't pass bet.
Okay.
And if it wins, then put that $15 in your rack to go with you. And then that one stays out on the next shooter, and it stays out until it loses.
Yeah.
I've had the dice go all the way around the table and come back to me on a sayonara bet.
Oh, nice.
I mean, you just don't ever know. And then you're like, well, I guess I'm staying for another toss.
Any advice to him when he's shooting?
Don't throw them too hard. You're supposed to throw them to the wall, not through the wall.
I like that. Throw him to the wall, not through the wall.
Because I mean, people tend to just sling them. There's no need to hit the chips out there. Aim at a spot and try to hit that spot.
Yep.
And let him hit the wall. I think that's important. Make him throw the hard ways set, by the way.
I will.
If he's going to do that.
I'll set the hard ways, and I'll have him aim for a spot. And this goes for any beginner. Just try to hit the same spot.
Yeah.
And at least give them a framework of throwing versus just randomly throwing them down there.
Yeah. Because he's got a better chance with that set being a newbie at the game than he does with any other.
Yeah.
Because he's probably going to be off axis a lot. You hope.
Off axis, dude. There's going to be no axis on anything. These things are just like, no. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we'll tell all of your fellow craps playing friends about it. Please follow Casino Tears on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. If you like the show, please rate it 5 stars and leave a review. The best and most fun way to contact us would be to call and leave a message on our official Casino Tears vent line, 229-07. You can also email us at no7@casinotears.com. New episodes drop weekly every Tuesday. And lastly, to help support this podcast, you can visit our Patreon at patreon.com/casinotears. On behalf of Roll to Win Craps from Alabama and 10 Ton is #1 from Las Vegas, thanks for listening.